In this video, we will write a program for the merge sort. In the past three videos, we have learned the functions related to this merge sort, and those functions were divide and the conquer. Both functions have been discussed in detail in the past three videos. Now we are in a position to write the program. Now let us see the program. I type the program. Has include stdio.h. This is the header file, and as I discussed, there were two functions in the past three videos, and both are void type. So void here, and the first function, name of the first function was divide, and in that, during the algorithm, I had taken two arguments, but at the same time I had told the viewer that I will take two more arguments during the program writing. So I take here four argument. First is the address, the array name. Array name is the address of its first element. So since the first argument is an address, so here you see int star. Thereafter int. This int stands for the index of the first element, and the third int stands for the index of the last element of the array, and the last int stands for the size of the original array, the given array. And the second function was this. The second function is also of void type. There are four types of function. I have already uploaded the video, you can check that. And here the second function is the conquer function. Conquer. And inside this I take 5 arguments. In the algorithm, in the past video, I took 3 arguments, but at the same time I told the viewers that I will take 2 more arguments. First, for the array name, int star. Second will be for the index of the first element of the array. Third will be for the midpoint. Fourth will be for the index of the last element of the second array. This conquer function merges two array. So merging happens at the midpoint. So here in this conquer function there will be 5 arguments, one more than the divide function. And the last one, as usual, this last one stands for the original array size. Now any program starts from the main function, so I type here int main, and thereafter inside this, first you will be given an array, and for that we first take two variables, I for the index, n for the size, and after declaration of these two variables we show a message to the user so that he can enter the size as according to his or her choice. Enter the size. After seeing this message, the user will enter a number for the size of the array, and we have to scan that size. So I use a scanf function. Since the size will be an integer, so here the format specifier will be %d, and to store this value at an address we use ampersand, and the variable is n, of course. Now we got the size. As soon as we got the size, now the time comes to declare the array. Here array name is a with size n, and as soon as we got the array name with size, so now time comes to take the values for the elements of this array. For that, we again show a message to the user so that he can place the values for the elements of this array. The array elements are backslash n to get the values in the next line, and thereafter values are stored with index number. So for that we use a for loop, and this index starts from 0 and goes up to n minus 1. So I will be less than n, and thereafter I plus plus to increase the index by 1. And here to store the different values for the elements, we again use scanf function, and as usual here %d, because in this program we will take the elements as an integer. So %d here, and in a scanf function to store a value at an address we use ampersand, and here will be ai. And getting the array, that is getting the values for the array elements, we first divide the array elements into many arrays of single size. For that we use this divide function. We call the divide function so that this function may break the entire original array into many arrays of size 1. For that, the array name is passed as the first argument, and the second argument will be the index of the first element of the array, so 0 there, and the third one n minus 1 for the last element, its index will be n minus 1, and n, the fourth one, is for the size. And here to terminate the statement, semicolon, and thereafter we again show a message to the user so that the user may see the sorted array. For that we type the same thing, that is the sorted elements are here will be the semicolon, and thereafter we again type the same thing, this thing, but this time not for scanning but for the printing. So there will be a little change. To print, we use printf function, and to show the elements, no ampersand is used, and at last, at the end, for any main function we type return 0. Okay, so the body of the main function is complete, but here, there is a function called divide inside the body of the main function. This entire thing is the body of the main function, and inside this there is a function call with name divide. So we have to define this function divide, and since this is void type, so we type void first. Void is a keyword, and thereafter divide. This is the function name, and thereafter int star a is the array name, or this can be written this way. You can write this way as well. And second will be int first. Third will be int last. Last is the variable for the index of the last element of an array. And here int n. This n stands for the size of the original array. Now we define the function. Now starts the body of the divide function, and inside this we declare a variable named mid. Thereafter we use the keyword if this means inside the parenthesis there will be a condition, and that condition is first. If first is less than the last, then we get the value of the mid equals to parenthesis first plus last by 2. This is the formula to get the mid. After getting the mid, we again divide the function. As I already told that this division goes on until we get all the arrays with size 1. So here we again type the same function. You see, the same function divide has been written inside the body of divide. This is called recursion. And here the entire array will be divided into two parts. So first array will be the name will be the same, but the first will be also the same, but the last will be the mid, because it is the point from where the original array will be broken. And the fourth statement, as usual, this will be n, the size of the given array. And the second division, for that we type the function name again, but this time for the first, this value will work mid plus 1, because mid is taken by the first function here. So in the second it will be mid plus 1. First there will be array name, that is same. I have already discussed this thing in the algorithm. And here the last and fourth one will be the n for the original size of the array for that array that will be given to you for the sorting. And after that we call the conquer function, because you have to not only divide but also combine to get the sorted array of size of given array. For that we use conquer function, and here inside the conquer function there will be 5 arguments. First, mid, due to this mid, the number of arguments inside the conquer function will be 5. Last, and the last argument of the conquer function will be n, the size of the given function. So our definition of divide function is complete. After that, since inside this you see there is a function call named conquer, since we have called a function named conquer, so obviously we have to define this function as well. For that I take a place here, and since this function is also void type but the name is conquer, so here I type conquer, and the argument first is the array name, that is a, and to show an array we use a square bracket. The second is first, the third is the mid, the fourth is the last, the fifth is the size of the original array, that is n. Now we should define this function, and to define this function we take 3 variables and 1 array I. This is given the value of the first. J, this is given the value of the mid plus 1, and the third K, again the value of the first. Because the values of the given array is stored in another array, for that we take one more array. Suppose its name is B and of the same size, obviously the size will be the same. So after that there will be a while loop, and inside this there will be 2 conditions. I have already mentioned that, so there is no need to discuss here. I is less than or equal to mid, and J is less than or equal to last. If these 2 conditions are satisfied, then the body of the while loop will be executed, and inside this there will be one more condition with if keyword. If AI is less than or equal to AJ, if this is the condition, then B K plus plus will be equals to a I plus plus. But there may be other condition as well. Suppose ai is greater than aj. For that we use else keyword. Else b k plus plus will take the value of aj plus plus. Now this while loop is complete. After that there will be used if keyword once more. If, and here the condition will be I is greater than the mid, and for this inside this while loop will be used, and inside this j condition will be j less than or equal to last. If this condition is satisfied, then b k plus plus will be equals to a j plus plus. And with this if keyword there will be else keyword, and for this the for this we again use a while loop, and but inside this the condition will be I is less than or equal to mid. If this is the condition, then b k plus plus will take the values of ai plus plus, the values of ai, and I will be incremented by 1. Now the last thing is to store the values of different bk in different values in b into a. For that we use a for loop, and here I starts from the first, goes up to the last, and after each run I is incremented by 1 because array indices are at a distance 1. The consecutive array indices are at a distance 1. Now our program is complete. I think our program is complete. Let us run. There may be silly mistakes. These happen with all persons. Let us see, taking an example. Here it says to save the merge sort new. Yes, it says there is an error. Yes. Here I have not written this thing bi. We have to store, sorry, bi, not bi, ai. We have to store the different values in the array b into the array a. For that ai must be equals to bi. Okay, Okay, let us run this. Yes, it is working. I magnify the screen so that the viewer can view the entire thing conveniently. Now you can see it very clearly. It says enter the size. I type 5 and now it says to enter the array elements. So I take 12, 5, 7, 94. So I have entered 5 elements. You see 12, 5, 7, 94. Now I press the key enter and you see that these 5 elements have been sorted. 4, thereafter the larger one 5, and larger than 5, 7, 12, 90. So it is working nice. And you must know that this to understand this sort is somewhat difficult, but this is very important sorting technique because it this program sorts a given array in very less time. So we should take another example. I run the same program again, and here I take the key to magnify the screen, and this time as well it says enter the size. This time I take 12. This means that I have to insert 12 integers. I take 34 first, 90, 7, 0, 45. You can take in negative numbers as well. You know negative numbers are also integers. So I take minus 9, thereafter 78, 1, 2, 3, 79, 80. Let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have to take 2 more, 45 and 1. Now I press, you see there are 12 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I press the key enter and you can see that the elements are sorted. Minus 9 was the smallest, so it is at the first place. Minus 9, 0, 1, 7, 34, 45, 45, 78, 79, 80, 90, 123. So in this you see 45 is 2 times. You see 45 is 2 times. So let us check 45 in this. In this 45 is 2 times or not. Here you see 145 and here is the second. And one more thing, let us count. Here there are 12 elements are or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So our program is running well, and I again repeat that to understand this program, the viewer should understand past 3 videos. Only then you can understand each and every statement of this C program. Okay, so I once again show you the entire program. Here is the entire program. Here you see, and first part. Here is the second part. This is the second part, and this is the third part or the last part. Okay, I have shown the entire program. Now go and try to understand each and every part of this program. And it is better to understand this program taking an example. Okay, thanks.